We're live over here. Jerry, what's going on?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing well. It's Coach Bonacci, Jerry Macias. We are live from Keller Williams Family Reunion here in Vegas. Jerry, we just spent 2 hours with Gary Keller, the leader of our company.
Right.
Told us about a lot of trends with inventory and marketing. What stuck out to you?
Well, one thing that really stood out to me was all the technology that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the bots and just really market trends too. That was actually the key. We don't know. We have good market trends right now, and it's kind of unpredictable. We can't really predict what's going to happen. So it's fun, but yet you have to be on your toes to see what to expect in the near future. So
that's right. We went through a lot of trends on inventory and sales prices, and we're in a good spot. And it's a little bit tough to tell at times, so I think that's awesome. So a little background on my guy, Jerry, here, and I know we're on both our feeds. Jerry is the leader of one of California's hottest real estate groups over at Keller Williams Cerritos, led by Mr. Josh Spitzen. And congratulations, you had a tremendous year.
Thank you, man.
Coming up on $15 million in production just last year alone. He's absolutely crushing it, not just in real estate on social media, but self-development as well. So I'm really proud of you. I wanted to give you some credit there. What's a great resource for people who are watching this regarding self-development that's not Keller Williams Family Reunion?
Well, first of all, I think the biggest thing for me when dealing with personal development is that you really have to identify who you are as a person. You have to identify what you stand for. So one thing that I did recently, and I've done before in the past, is that we've actually created a mission statement. So you have to treat yourself as a business and find out what your true mission statement is, and then find out what your core values are, right? Because when it comes time to make a hard decision, how are you going to make that decision, right?
What's your barometer?
Right, because if you don't have a mission statement, or if you don't have any core values, then how are you going to make that decision? And if you don't have that in line, then you might make a bad decision, or something that goes against your core values and get you to
what
trouble.
You want for yourself.
Right.
For sure. And that was a great exercise. A couple years back, I wrote down my mission statement. It was to love and serve others through sports and sales.
Right.
Simply put, if an opportunity comes across my plate and it doesn't line up with that, it's not for me.
Yeah,
so
right.
Jerry, what is the mission statement for yourself? And tell us a little bit about the mission statement for your real estate group, because you guys are hot and you're on fire right now. Right. So I want to know what is the mission for you guys?
Yeah. So my personal mission statement is actually to create a platform for individuals to grow and succeed, and I want to be a catapult to their careers, whether it's coaching or showing them a true path. And then for either group, the mission statement is to inspire all families to create a better future for them, and then also to create a network of professionals so that we can go ahead and be trusted in the community.
For sure, and it's clear with your growth. One thing that has always stood out to me about your real estate group is there's a high level of commitment from all of your teammates. Right? Everybody shows up, they knock the phones together, you guys are doing meetings, vision, goals. There's so much consistency in your commitment. How have you been able to create that level of commitment in your group?
Well, first of all, it's not about me, and it's not about the team. It's about them. So if I can't get behind you and your goals and dreams, then I can't really get a commitment from you, right? So it's not about the business itself, it's about you, right? So how can I help you, John, become the best John? How can I help you, John, become the best listing agent or the buyer's agent? And I don't really help you become anything. I just ask you questions, and then you guide yourself, right? Which is what coaching is, right?
Sure.
You just ask the questions.
I ask a lot of questions. I get paid for it. That's it.
Right. So I don't really sit there and demand anything. I hold them accountable to what they told me they said they wanted to be, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, you want to be a mega agent or a superstar producer? Then it's not showing right now, right? So how can I help you get there? And sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes I have a hard time communicating that I care, because I'm a little harsh. Like, hey man, didn't you tell me you wanted to hit those goals? What's up?
I can be direct as well. I understand.
It's not that I want to be a douche or anything. It's just that I truly care about the people that are on my team. So I want to hold them accountable as much as possible so that I can help them get there, because that's what they told me they wanted to do. So
that's a tough line to walk as a leader. You want to be able to create that balance where you're empathetic and you're asking the questions to allow people to self-discover. At the same time, they need your leadership. They need you to assert yourselves and to speak to them in a way that disrupts some of the patterns or limiting beliefs that they already have. Jerry, you're obviously kicking it. Who's keeping you accountable right now? Who's making sure that you're growing at the rate you want and producing? Who's keeping you accountable?
That guy right there.
That guy right there.
Sean.
Awesome, from the audience.
Sean. The biggest accountability is the people that are on your team. Because if you recruit someone to your team and you're not really delivering value, right, then you're messing with someone's livelihood, and I don't take that lightly. So the biggest accountability is delivering the service and a platform where people can grow. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm not really giving the value I say I'm supposed to give, right? So the team keeps me accountable. My business partners keep me accountable. My family keeps me accountable. And being accountable, also, you have to be open to being accountable, right? Because if you're not open to it, and if you're not vulnerable enough to be accountable, because when you're accountable, you have to open up this space. What people don't like to do is being vulnerable, and if you're not vulnerable, then you really can't grow, because then you want to fluff your numbers, you want to fluff the contacts, because you're not vulnerable. You're like, you know what, man, I messed up, I didn't hit my contacts. Hey, I'm gonna get better next week. So being accountable is it's a weird thin line to walk, right? Like, because if you hold someone accountable, they might get offended, or it's tricky. But you have to get good at communicating. I think communication is key. If you don't know how to communicate, you're gonna get some trouble. Although you mean well, you can hurt some people. So I learned that the hard way.
You make a great point. Communicating those standards and keeping them high goes a long way. What I really love that you touched on, and this is something that popped up in my fitness career as a fitness coach and a trainer, is accountability through others. Right? There are times where we don't even love ourselves enough to keep ourselves accountable, and we may not have that perfect relationship in place, maybe that specific coach or that specific mentor. But when you have other people where you're a large part of their success and their goals, then you don't have a choice. So when you put it on your calendar to go work out by yourself on Monday morning, see how differently you might respond in a slump if you put it on your calendar to go work out with 3 other people that are looking to you for direction. Right? All of a sudden you're like, shit, I got to get out of bed. I got 3 other people that need me. Yeah. Even if you're bypassing yourself for that day.
Right. You want to go out and produce, go hire an assistant or something, and then because then their livelihood depends on you. So now you're extremely accountable. So
exactly.
Unless you just don't care, right? But I'm sure you care about people's livelihood. One bigger if I want to get deep into accountability, actually, death keeps me accountable. Death
keeps you accountable. Is it the fear of death?
It's the fear of dying and not being able to complete what I want to complete, right? So it gives me that anxiety. It's kind of weird, it's kind of deep, but I think Steve Jobs said in one of his interviews that death is the greatest creation of mankind. Because if there was no urgency, without death, there is no urgency, right? So then why would I want to go out and be something great if I'm going to live forever?
That's right. So have you ever thought about if you died in 2 weeks, if what you're doing now with your time is actually going to put you on that deathbed and make you smile, or is it going to make you frown? And I believe keeping that front of mind is super important.
Super, right? Yeah, big time.
That's a big motivator for me. So when you said that, I was like, fear of death? That's exactly right. You want to feel like you're in alignment. For me, there's an element of faith. I want to get to that door and feel like I was doing the things, I was using the gifts that I should have been using to serve others. Right. Not to make this lighter or flip it up, but why not? Obviously an athlete, Jerry. Soccer, awesome. How has being a competitive athlete parlayed into business and real estate success for you?
So if I didn't play sports, so I encourage all kids to join a sports team, football, baseball, whatever it is. I prefer they join soccer or football. But it doesn't really matter. What being an athlete did for me was it kept me accountable to other people. It allowed me to be open to criticism. It allowed me to be open to be coached. It allowed me to take criticism every single day, every single hour, every single minute. Because when you're on the field, hey, mate, go left, go left, go
There's
right.
There's no time for your
go.
feelings.
It's not like
because the game is moving.
Yeah, coach doesn't care. To say, hey, I asked you to go left, you didn't go left, sit on the bench.
Got you used to using the scoreboard.
Accountability. So training, right? You train more than you'll actually play. So I used to train about 4 days a week to go play one Sunday, right? So you're training 4 days a week to go play 1 day, right? So the ratio there is like 25% time playing, right? So if you treat that the same way in your business, you got to spend a lot of time working on your craft, which is role playing, scripts, dialogue, practicing. And the problem is that we don't spend enough time practicing, so we don't get the results that we want. So it's very simple. I can tell you one thing, man. If you commit to scripts for 90 days and you don't deviate from that, you're gonna get better, and you're gonna get more listing appointments. You're gonna get more buyer appointments, and you're gonna be able to convert them because you actually have the skill to actually convert it. through practice.
For sure. My first year of real estate, there was an hour time blocked every day on my calendar after I was on the phones in the morning and before I went out into the marketplace to show homes, where I was just reading the books, just reading what are the presentations and the questions that high producers are using. So you might say, hey, I'm into growing in my education. Put that shit on your calendar. Put it on your calendar just like a workout. Reading or watching a DVD or a webinar, put it on your calendar.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great point. I had a question that I was going to ask you about sports. It's kind of slipped my mind. We've been running through a fair amount of interviews. Jerry, is there any, one thing that I love about you and our friendship is I can find inspiration from you very easily.
Yeah.
Right? You've had a lot of life experiences that you share with people that inspires them. So what would you say to anyone who is watching this video who is an athlete in sales or looking to inspire other people that you would just leave as a parting message?
I would say never do anything for the money. Truly find a purpose and do it because of that purpose. And because when you start chasing the money, man, it's a never-ending cycle, and you're never gonna make money. You're always gonna be chasing money.
So what are you gonna do when your team breaks $50 million in business?
Right.
What's something that you're gonna do with that money?
I already have it planned out.
I know you do.
I'm gonna go ahead and invest in some more rental property so that I can get more cash flow. I'm also gonna go create more platforms for student athletes so that I can help them get on the stage to get scholarships, because I never did it, and I truly wish that someone did that for me when I was younger. Hey, if you go to this event, if you go to this training camp, if you go to this place, UCI is going to be there, UCLA is going to be there, Castle Fullerton is going to be there. I never got that guidance, and I'm pretty sure that if I would have got that guidance early on, I probably would have been playing D1 soccer somewhere.
Well, fortunately, you got a big mission, and you're going to make it a little bit easier for student athletes to get the opportunities that can really help their families and their confidence and their own careers and their health. So I think that's a pretty damn good goal to be. What do you got for me before we sign off? Feel free to ask me a question. I've been grilling everybody all week.
I guess my question for you is, what can I do better?
What can you do better?
I always like to ask that question because I'll make a slight adjustment. So what can I do better based on what you've seen on Facebook and Instagram and what I'm putting out? What content could I perfect, or am I all over the place?
Are you ready for me? This is true accountability. Like asking somebody sitting next to you, who you have a friendship with, on how you can improve, right? And this is an exercise that we see in self-development conferences all the time. Go to 5 people in your life, ask them, what can I improve on? What do you really love about me? What is a flaw of mine? What's a strength that you want to see me leverage more? So for my man Jerry here, I know him and I know his emotional power, right? I can feel it when we talk. I know. But however, sometimes in his linguistics, he can be a little, you're pretty mellow. I'm Italian, I'm animated, I get a lot of energy. For you, right, you like to really, be direct with your thoughts, but at the same time, I want to see the energy that I feel from you all the time. I want to see that come out in your facial expressions and in some of your body language on some of your videos, because your videos have so much value in content that I would hate for anybody out there who is looking for a little bit of that wow factor to pass up on one of your incredible messages, right? So that's what I would say to you as my boy.
Hey, man.
And always looking to improve with each other.
Hey, and I'm open to the accountability and to making that adjustment, because and I'm doing it live. So I don't have anything to hide. I'm pretty vulnerable to my weaknesses and strengths. So that's a good point. Actually, Josh Bitson told me that too. So I guess I gotta.
Wow, me and Josh giving you the same feedback. Let's go.
I gotta up my energy level, right?
Well, so, because we know how much value is there, and we just don't want anybody to miss out on it, right? If a book doesn't have a sexy title, sometimes that book doesn't get purchased, even though there's so much wisdom and amazingness within.
Right.
I got some stuff here, great wisdom and advice, asking what is inspirations. Why don't you ask me a question? What can I improve on?
Right now you're focused, right? So I see you exploring. So once you identify and plant your flag, just plant it. I like the saying, let me get a little more animated, right? I like the saying, pick it and stick it.
Pick it and stick it.
You pick it and you stick with it until you get results or you don't get results. But you have to stick with it for at least 6 months to a year. Otherwise you're gonna be bouncing around and you're gonna be doing too many things, right? Don't Because since you're traveling, you might spread yourself a little too thin.
I do it all the time.
Right.
I do it all the time. He's calling me out on it. He's 100% right. The moment I really stick my pole all the way in the ground, that's where I'm going to be able to create a mountain for everybody to rise up on.
Right.
And that's something I struggle with. So I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, if you're doing 10 things, right, then you're spending 10% of your energy doing this, 10% of your energy, and it equates to 100% of your energy in 10 different things. But if you're doing 2 things maybe, or one thing for a certain amount of time, you can spend 100% of your energy on one thing, and then you chunk it. So you conquer that.
You're 100% right. I was really all over the place for the last year between selling real estate in different markets and text message marketing and my own sales services. And I really feel like this year I am putting my pole in the ground. I'm focused on 2 things.
There you go.
Coaching agents all around the world, coaching the agents in my market center. Coach Bonacci. No confusion, pole in the ground. So thank you for keeping me accountable and pull this video back up and say, are you really committed? You know, something.
A lot of calls there, man.
You know how it is. Sharpening that sword, right? Spend time sharpening the sword before you go out into the forest to cut. So with that, guys, I hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon. We're coming back with more. We got some networking meetings, a lot of good stuff.
I got to bring that fire, man. All right, man.
Have a great rest of your day.
All right, take care.